What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Maximus the Fourth. There sure have been a lot of crazy Pepsi flavors that have come out along the way. Such as side flavors are concerned, you might have heard of something like Pepsi Wild Cherry. At some point or another, you might have heard of Pepsi Mango, which I believe is a permanent flavor. And up to this point, because it is on the mainstream, I'm pretty sure most of you have probably heard of Nitro Pepsi. And for a lot of my regular fans and followers, had it not been for me, you might not have heard of this flavor, but some of you, because of my knowledge, have probably even heard of Pepsi Vanilla, which is very, very elusive. But there's one flavor of Pepsi out there that is ultra elusive that I've never tried before, and I highly doubt that most of you have ever heard of Pepsi Lime. I am excited. This is going to be a fun video for me tonight, and I just cannot believe this. Never ever in my entire life have I ever tried Pepsi Lime. We're going to break this today, though, and see exactly what this thing tastes like. I will give you guys a taste test of Pepsi Lime, letting you know exactly what I think about it, giving you a score rating from 1 through 10. But before then, I'm going to fill you guys in on some of the most fascinating history of Pepsi Lime. So here we go. Pepsi Lime was first introduced in the United States alongside with Diet Pepsi Lime in order to compete with Coca-Cola's Coca-Cola Lime Coke. But very sadly, just 2 years later in 2007, Pepsi Lime was already discontinued because people felt like they were lacking their advertisements in comparison to Coca-Cola's Lime Coke. Crazily enough, 12 years later in 2019, Pepsi Lime did finally make its return for a limited time only release, alongside with two new flavors, Pepsi Mango and Pepsi Berry. But even this limited time release was only available in some regions of the country. But then later on, it was announced that once these were pulled from the shelves, that Pepsi Lime, Pepsi Berry, and Pepsi Mango would stay exclusively on the shelves in Walmart and Target. I've never seen this before in my entire life in my area, in a Target or Walmart. Maybe I haven't looked for it hard enough, but I'll tell you what, as a professional soda reviewer, I look for rare and exotic sodas all the frickin' time. So I do not think that that's true. And if it is definitely only available in some regions of the country, such as Target and Walmart, if this is true. But as of right now, I'm telling you, I do not believe it. Pepsi Lime has also made releases in places like the Philippines in 2018, and even in Canada in the early 2000s, in the mid 2000s. However, in Canada in 2014, Pepsi Lime was renamed and reformulated into Pepsi Real Lime. And as of reports have been said as recently as 2019, that apparently Pepsi Real Lime is still available in Canada. And there also are some crazy variations of Pepsi Lime, such as Pepsi Lime Max, which is available in the UK, but that's a story for another time. And to give you guys a visual, this is pretty much what the original release of Pepsi Lime looked like in 2005, as far as the United States are concerned. Holy moly, I am so beyond excited. Let's open this stinking thing up and see what we're dealing with. Here we go. Wow. Oh, had to open that really strategically. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, definitely smells like Pepsi. Let's go ahead and dump some of this in this little miniature glass. Fizz is still there. That's always a very good sign. Now it is the moment of truth. Pepsi Lime, ladies and gentlemen. Mmm, very interesting. That hits a lot differently than most Pepsi flavors I've ever tried. That is definitely some sort of a new prospect as far as my world goes when it comes to Pepsi flavors. I've never tasted anything like that in my entire life. So this Pepsi Lime actually has more of a funky flavor. When you first take a sip, you can definitely taste the Pepsi, but then if you focus hard enough, about midway through the sip, before you swallow it, just before you swallow it, you can indeed taste a note of lime. I feel very privileged to try this. Never in my life would I ever think I would try Pepsi Lime. Here I am. The artwork is pretty fair on that. I personally think the artwork was much better on the original can of 2005. But what an experience. Guys, I am just in so much shock right now. Holy moly. Yep, you got that Pepsi flavor. Like I said, if you focus hard enough, you can taste the lime. So the Pepsi flavor is definitely there. I'm not a crazy fan of regular Pepsi, although I do like it, don't get me wrong. But the lime, I feel like just for shock value, it definitely gives this a lot of points, no doubt about it. The lime, you could probably taste about 20% of the lime, and the other 80% is just Pepsi. So overall, I would give Pepsi Lime an overall score of 8 out of 10. Very solid Pepsi flavor, and if you ever get the chance to try one of these, boy, that is some kind of a different experience. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Maximus the Fourth here. I am signing out, and I will see you next time.